Hi, this is Toro Productions. This is Liam. We're going to talk about Thriller Film magazine front covers. So, Liam, what do you expect to see when you first look at a Thriller Film magazine front cover?
Magazines are very eye-catching. That's what they have to be. So you look at basically every single type of magazine. There's always the main character right at the forefront, giving direct attention towards the audience. I remember I was walking through a shop once, and the new Star Trek movie was coming out. I think it was Into Darkness. It was one of the new Star Trek movies, and there was Chris Pine's Kirk at the front. It was basically just his top half, just staring towards the camera, so it was directly addressing the people. I remember just walking past and just catching out of the corner of my eye, and like, Star Wars film, eye contact, because I was instantly drawn to it because I saw that there was eyes on me. So, and that's just not for thriller films. That's for most magazines. You need the direct address, because the whole point of a magazine, it's in front of all these other magazines and all these other people. It needs to be able to get the audience and drag them in, and that's a really good way of doing that. I think, especially with magazine front covers, you need to be able to show kind of editing flair. Maybe add some saturation. So, like if you're making a thriller film, exactly for a thriller film, you want to make it a bit dark and a bit gritty and so on and so forth, depending on what you want. And you need to be able to show that. For the Into Darkness one, for example, there was kind of smoke around it. It was a bit misty. It was a bit gritty. So you were like, okay, that's kind of like the Star Trek, because I know that's Kirk and I know it's Chris Pine, but it's also a bit gritty and a bit dark, and that really showed off the tone of the movie. Because Into Darkness, I think it was Into Darkness. I'm not sure. I think it was Into Darkness. No, it might have been Beyond, but it kind of took a darker tone, especially at the beginning with the murders in the film. But yeah, and that really showed the conventions and the tone of the kind of film that was. And the actor, of course, drags you in. I mean, I love Chris Pine as an actor. I think he's a great actor. Princess Diaries too, that was great. But I love that actor, and so when I saw him and I saw his eye contact, instantly drawn. And well, if you make a magazine front cover, you're not going to have Brad Pitt or whatever, but still that direct address is still going to drag that person in. If you can get Brad Pitt, that's pretty good going. But yeah. And overall, I think it needs to show the convention. So in these conventions, of course, it's like someone holding a gun or something along those lines. It's just kind of showing you want the magazine. It's got to drag people in to buy that magazine. That's what it's instantly first got to do. So I think the forefront, the main character needs to be front and center, looking at the camera, direct address, really dragging in the audience. You need your magazine title, like Empire or whatever, being massive in the top, because you know that's an Empire magazine. I like Empire magazines. I'm going to buy that. I like that actor. I'm going to buy that. I like that film. I'm going to buy that. And there needs to be also around the sites. There needs to be kind of like other advertisement for other films. So you look at it, and you go, oh, Star Trek. Let me have a look. Oh, they're also talking about the new James Bond film. Oh, I love that as well. I'm going to definitely buy this now. And it just shows that there's a lot of content in the magazine, and it gets people to buy it and gets people excited about it. So overall, I think it just needs to have the main character forwards, conventions to be shown, some editing flair maybe, if that's what you want to go for. You need to show the atmosphere. I said main character stand forwards, conventions. It's about, I think magazines, especially more than anything, need to get the audience and drag them in. And as long as you do that and you follow like conventions of thriller films, so they know what kind of film it's going to be, then I think you're good to go.
Okay, and what is your favourite film magazine?
Oh, my favourite film magazine, what, brand or movie?
Like brand.
My favourite brand, right, Empire. I do love Empire. They have some great photos. I mean,
yeah.
I think films sometimes can be a bit plain. I think it was Batman v Superman where it was just, the main character standing up front, it was just a white background, and I was like, really? It's the best you can do? It's like these amazing characters, you just got white background. But Empire really go for it, and they really use the editing flair, like Django Unchained. They had all the dusk in the background and the western kind of styling around the main characters. It's really impressive. So I think Empire.
Okay, thank you very much, Liam. This has been Toro Productions. Thank you for watching. Hi, Jacob. What do you expect to see when you first look at a film magazine front cover?
So possibly a picture of the protagonist, maybe the antagonist, or a clip of, or not a clip, but a picture of one tiny bit of the scene. And in addition, just put the title of the film, probably adverts around it, that sort of thing.
Now, what are the main colours you expect to see in a thriller film magazine front cover?
So similar to the last question, probably darker colours. Although obviously it depends on what sort of thriller film it is. So if it was like Inception or something, that would be quite bright.
So, Jacob, who do you expect to see on the front cover?
So the protagonist, possibly the antagonist, or just the group of main characters.
Good. What is your favourite film magazine in general?
Probably I'd say Empire.
Why would you say that? Would you say it's because of maybe how they present they present the movie?
Yeah,
and
they have quite an impactful layout on their magazines, so it's obvious. You can see the TV show.
Hi, this is Toro Productions. This is magazine research ancillary tasks. Isaac, what do you expect to see when you first look at a thriller film magazine front cover?
So like the actors that are featured in the film, I'd kind of expect to see quite striking images, quite extreme images. So I don't know, quite big things and or quite mysterious, quite dark and with big writing. I'd also want maybe a bit about what it's like a bit of review or something that means I'd be intrigued to read more about it. But yeah, I definitely think the actors and stuff like that, and dark images, and yeah, maybe bits from the film.
So who do you expect to see on the magazine front cover?
What in terms of celebrities?
Do you reckon you'll see the most famous character, the most famous celebrity?
Usually I think you'd see the person who's playing the protagonist. And then if they do have the antagonist, I reckon it'll be they'd be behind them or something like that. It would be it wouldn't be the antagonist will be on the cover. Sometimes you get a set of a set of different magazine covers or posters where they have one for each character. They do them with the X-Men films, I know, but I think that's more just advertisement posters. But yeah, I think it definitely should have the protagonist on it with the actor obviously dressed as their character in the kind of the scenery that they would be and something like that, and quite dark as well.
What's your favourite film magazine?
I really like Empire magazine.
Yes.
I think they give really good reviews. I really like how they're kind of they've got quite high standards. So I know that the one on the front cover will always be a good film and quite a popular one as well. So it's because you don't want something that's going to be really commercial, but then it's not well made as well. It's just it's just out to make money. But you also don't want the flip side of it, something that's not going to be that big, but is a really well written film, but it's not got as good animation. But with Empire, the one on the front cover is usually going to have a bit of both, which I really like. Really, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. This is Toro Productions. Thank you for watching.